Hi, and welcome to episode 24. So today I thought I'd talk to you about my specific busking equipment, each item's costs, and the overall cost of my busking rig, as well as what I use for portable power, and if you're just starting out, the places that you can minimize the cost of your setup compared to mine. Now I know I spoke briefly about equipment in my episode 2, but I thought I'd go a bit more in depth and let you know the makes and models of my equipment in case you're interested. So let's get started. My electronic setup starts with my keyboard, which I connect a sustain pedal to. I power my keyboard using a 12 volt 7.2 amp hour sealed lead acid battery. Connecting the two with a cigarette socket to battery clips connection and a cigarette lighter adapter cable using the applicable connection for my keyboard, I then connect my keyboard to my amplifier with a stereo audio cable. I power my amp using a 12 volt 18 amp hour sealed lead acid battery. I connect a cigarette socket to battery clips connection to a pure sine wave 300 watt continuous 600 watt max inverter and use the amp's power cable to plug it in like you would a regular AC wall socket. Then lastly, I connect an XLR microphone cable from my amp to my Shure SM58. And that's the basics of my electronic setup. So now to get into the specs of my equipment. So my keyboard is a Yamaha MM6. It cost me $799 from Allen's in 2010. I also then ordered a custom keyboard hard case to fit the MM6 for $330. Then I have my keyboard stand, which cost me $45, my keyboard bench seat, which cost me $65, and my Shure SM58 microphone, which cost me $160. The next part is my microphone stand, which connects into my keyboard stand, and that consists of the two parts, the boom arm, which was $64.55, and the actual attachment for the keyboard to the mic stand, which cost me $26.99. It's a little bit more pricey than a regular microphone stand, but it makes my life so much easier that I found it really worth the money. So my amplifier is the Roland KC110. It cost me $530 and I also bought it from Allen's. It is a battery powered amplifier, but when it's running with AA batteries, it only puts out 20 watts, whereas when it's run through the AC outlet, it is 30 watts. So I choose to run it with the sealed lead acid battery inverter setup to get that full 30 watts because I find that running it off of AA batteries doesn't give it enough volume for an outdoor busking situation. So next up is the keyboard sustain pedal that I was talking about. I bought mine off of eBay and I've generally gotten 2 or 3 years use out of each one before they just won't work as well. Next up is your typical XLR microphone cable. You might find cheaper ones than this. This is the price that I paid for one and it was quite long, quite good quality, but I did get it on clearance, so have a look around for that anyway. Then once again, just a stereo keyboard cable. Then as I said, we got the 2 sealed lead acid batteries. Their brand is Diamec. I think I'm saying that right. And I have the DM12 7.2, which is the 12 volt 7.2 amp hour battery. That gives me plenty of power for my keyboard. And then I also have the DM12 18, which is the 12 volt 18 amp hour one, because that will power my amplifier for a good 3 or 4 hours without any issues. Probably longer, but I've never had to use it for that long. So you just need to make sure that you are recharging the batteries each time you use them to make sure they do not reach empty, as this can result in them not charging or it can just shorten the life of them. Next up is the inverter. I use a Giandel PCB 3003. I got it off of eBay and it cost me $62.90. The reason for using a pure sine wave inverter is that there will be less electrical sound transmitted into your amplifier and thus you will have a cleaner sound while you're busking. I had a regular sort of inverter, not a pure sine wave one. It was creating quite a horrible hiss under all of my music. So I swapped it out and all good now. The next items are the connections for the batteries, and once again I've got them from Jaycar and they're both $9.95 each. And out of these two items, I've only had to replace one of the cigarette lighter socket to battery clips connection in the whole 6.5 years that I've been busking, so they are quite durable. So next up we have the battery charger for the sealed lead acid batteries. So this one is $39.95. I know they do sell a cheaper one for $29.95, but this one will show you when the battery has finished charging. The other one is kind of iffy, so I go for this one. This one also has surge protection, and it will stop charging your batteries when they are full, so it won't just keep pumping power into it once it's filled up. So I felt like it was the better way to go for me. As I've discussed in other videos, I have a tablet that I use for my sheet music, and mine is an Asus 10.1 inch transformer pad TF300. It cost me $557 when I bought it, but that was a good 5 or 6 years ago now, so tablets have kind of come down in price for your base models. It was quite a new thing when I picked one up, so you can probably save a bit of money there. Or if you want to just go old school and take your folders out, you know, you don't have to buy a tablet, but in my setup, this is what I bought. Then there's my Page Flip Cicada, which is my Bluetooth page turner pedal, and that one cost me $119.95. Then I have my Cambuckle, which ties everything onto my trolley, and that cost me $12.98. Then we've got my CD carrier case, and that one cost me $21.90. Then there's my PayPal card and chip reader, which I paid $99 for. I bought myself a small suitcase to put all my connections and my batteries in, because the batteries kind of are quite heavy when you're carrying them in a regular bag, so I thought I would put them in a rolling suitcase and that would be a lot easier. So that cost me $59. Then there's my trolley that cost me $60, and my music stand, which I've just recently replaced. I'm waiting on it coming in the mail, and this new one I got off of eBay for $11.68. So my busking rig comes in at $3,287.10. I mean, it seems like a lot when you add it up, but yeah, that's what I spent. So thinking through ways that you could reduce your costs, some things have gone down and up in price over time. Other things you can go for a lower quality than what I've gone for, and you'll still get the job done. It might just not be as convenient or comfortable. So the first thing you could swap out is obviously the keyboard. You can get keyboards a lot cheaper. They mightn't have as nice a sound, but you know, the cheapest one I could come up with at the moment is a Yamaha PSR 253 for $219. But then, you know, maybe you've already got the keyboard, or you could get a second-hand one. Perhaps even you might get given one for free. Who knows? So next up we have the keyboard hard case could be swapped out for a soft case. And the cheapest I could come across in the stores was $69. But once again, you might be able to find one a lot cheaper online, or perhaps second-hand. So the cost of a keyboard stand, the cheapest ones around are about $22. I have one with a pistol grip action to make it easier to set up, which is why it costs that bit more. Then you could switch the keyboard bench seat, which has quite a bit of padding, is very comfortable, over for just a regular keyboard seat with a lot less padding, and save some money there. You can get them on eBay for $16.82. You can switch over the microphone stand that connects into the keyboard stand with just a regular microphone stand, and on eBay the cheapest you can get one is $17.95. The cost of my amplifier has now gone up to $649, but you could find a cheaper amplifier, or once again a second-hand option just to get you started. Because you can always improve your setup over time. It doesn't have to be straight away. When I first started busking, I had a different keyboard and a different amplifier, and in the first year I upgraded them to get a better performance happening for people. So the cost of a sustain pedal's gone down slightly, as has the cost for an XLR microphone cable. And the cost on eBay of a pure sine wave inverter has gone up to $65.90. So you can get that cheaper battery charger for the sealed lead acid batteries for $29.95. You can also get a cheaper tablet nowadays. At Officeworks, they have a PendoPad 10.1-inch tablet for $117. Since my Bluetooth page turner pedal is no longer easily accessible, I have put in the information for one that's on eBay at the moment, and that one is $84.99, so it is a bit cheaper than the one I bought. The Cambuckle is now $10, so that's a bit cheaper as well. The CD carrier has gone up slightly. The PayPal card and chip reader that also now has PayWave is only $49. And you can pick up a trolley from Bunnings for $32.90. So with all these things switched out, it comes in at a total of $1,865.79. And I do realize in there are some things that may be seen as unnecessary if you're just starting out, like the PayWave machine, the CD carrier, even the suitcase, because you could just use regular bags that you have, the tablet, the Bluetooth pedal. You may not even need a music stand if you know your stuff off by heart. So if we were to remove those things, that would come in at $1,531.85. And once again, that is including my amplifier, not a cheaper amplifier, so you could probably get your costs down a bit more as well. Also, if you happen to find a keyboard and amp that run off of AA's decently, you could get rid of the whole sealed lead acid battery and inverter setup and replace it with some rechargeable AA's and a charger, and that might save you a bit of money too. But you just got to keep in mind the boundary between cost and quality. And I haven't suggested you switch up the microphone and try and cut costs there, because I'm a big advocate for Shure SM58s. I feel they give you the quality that your performance really needs, and I don't believe cutting costs in that area would benefit you. And that's my equipment. So what do you think? Is what I've spent on my equipment what you expected, or more, or less? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear what you think. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this one. Remember, click the bell icon so you're notified every time I post. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.